This is your math gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic. We're going to solve 2 sine of 4x plus 1 equals 0 for all x in degrees over the interval 0 to 360 degrees. Alright, so let's take the equation again. 2 sine of 4x plus 1 equals 0. How about if I just add negative 1 to both sides? Because we're going to try to get the sine by itself and then divide both sides by 2. So the sine of 4x equals negative 1/2. All right, now we want x to be between 0 and 360 degrees, right? But notice the angle here is not x, it's 4x, okay? So first we're going to keep that in mind. So this is a special value, right? Where you get the sine equaling negative 1/2. So that's got to be an angle, 4x has to be in quadrants 3 or 4. So let's see where that would be. For the sine to be negative 1/2, like here or here, right? We could drop this, right? Because if that's negative 1, 2, that would do it. So what angles are these? Let's say the positive values here, and we're doing it in degrees, right? So this would be 180, right? This is a 30-degree angle right here. So 180 plus 30 is 210 degrees. So that's one possibility. It could be 210 degrees, right? But it could be multiples of 210 degrees, right? And I don't mean multiples of 210. I mean you could add multiples of 360 degrees, right? That would be all the values for 4x for this angle in quadrant 3. But of course we could also have this other angle, and that's what, 360 minus 30, so that's 330 degrees plus 360 degree K. So if I wanted to get all the angles, I would divide everything by 4. And unfortunately, we're going to have a decimal or a fraction. So what? No big deal. So let's see. 210 divided by 4. That is 52.5 or 52.5. It's up to you which way you want to write that. So that's 52.5 degrees plus 360 degrees divided by 4 is 90 degrees K. Remember, K is going to be an integer. Or we have to do 330 divided by 4 as well, and that will give us 82.5 degrees plus 90 degrees K. So if we were looking for all of the angles, this would be our answer, but we're only looking for the angles between 0 and 360 degrees. So let's work on this first part. If I were going to list them all, I have 52.5 degrees, but I could add 90 to get another one. So what you could do is just take the 52.9 degrees, 52.5 degrees, and add 90. And if it's less than 360, that's another possibility. So that gives us 142.5 degrees. And then we could add 90 to that, and that'll give us 232.5. And then we could add 90 to that, and that gives us 322.5. And if I add 90 again, I'm going to be over 360 degrees. So I can get 4 solutions from this first part. I do the same thing over here. I've got 82.5 degrees, and you can just add 90 until you get all 4 of those solutions. So that'll give us 172.5 degrees, and you would add 90 to that. I think that's 262.5. Add 90 to that. That'll be what, 352.5. And if you add 90 to that, you're over. So those should be our 8 solutions here. Now we can check one of these. The only way you know for sure whether they're all right is you'd have to check all of them. Let's go ahead and just check one of them. Let's make sure that, does it matter? Let's do the 172.5 degrees. So let's just plug in 172.5 degrees for x. So we have 2 times the sine of 4 times 172.5 degrees plus 1. And so we have to do 4 times 172.5. Using a calculator, and that's 690 degrees plus 1. And you could use a calculator if you want. Make sure that you've got it in degree mode, and you're going to put in the sine of 690 degrees to figure what that equals. And you should get negative 0.5. So that's 2 times negative 0.5 is the same as negative 1/2, which is negative 1 plus 1, or 0. And so this is definitely solution. So I just checked one of the solutions. You could check all 8 of them. They should all work as long as I added 90 correctly as I went along. And so these are our solutions right here. 8 of them. This is your Math Gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic.